right. I know this film so well. Got that clip ready? It's a good clip, huh? This film has got so many twists and turns and such a great ending. I really love this film. All right, Marvin, let's do it. Good afternoon. I'm Steve S.H. Walters reporting for Breaking News 500 here in beautiful Vero Beach, Florida. Today's topic is the film The Mechanic. Now, before we get on to The Mechanic, if you haven't subscribed, just take a second, folks, and go bing, subscribe. We greatly appreciate you. Helps us out more than you know. Keeps this content flowing, flowing your way. And we want to thank you, all our loyal subscribers. Now let's get on to this great film, The Mechanic. Have you seen Have you seen this film and you want to see what I got to tell you about it? Well, if you have, you're going to want to see it again. You're going to love this report. And if you haven't seen it, you're going to want to go see The Mechanic. Now, The Mechanic was released in 1972, directed by Michael Weiner, and it stars Charles Bronson, Jan Michael Vincent, Keanu Wynn, and it also features Jill Ireland, Charles Bronson's wife. Now, the basic story of this film is Charles Bronson, he plays Arthur Bishop. And Arthur Bishop, he's an aging hitman. He's getting old, he works alone, he's a professional, but he figures he could use some help. So he slowly takes on this young man he met, Steve McKenna, who happens to be the son of a client of his who also is involved with the syndicate. So he figures he could probably trust this young man, and he shows an interest and an aptitude, and he wants to become a hitman. So Arthur Bishop slowly brings him in as an apprentice and starts training this young man. Now we've got a clip of Arthur Bishop training Steve McKenna, and you get a little insight about these two guys and kind of what they're about. It's a great clip. Are you ready, folks? Of course you're ready, right? Roll the clip, right? Well, we're going to roll the clip. Are you ready, Marvin? Marvin's always ready. All right, Marvin. Roll the clip.
No. Point the gun as though it were an extension of your arm. And keep both eyes open. All right, you ready? Pull. That's better. Much better. Pull. Winchester, 300 Magnum, 180 grains.
Okay.
Muzzle velocity. Pull!
3,070.
Drop at 200 yards.
2 minutes low.
Pull! 300 yards. Pull!
5.3 inches.
300 yards, 150 grains.
4.8 inches.
Pull. Very good. Doubles.
Oh.
Oh, you're back. What do you think about that clip? You see how methodical, how precise Arthur Bishop is? And what's the deal with him hitting those doubles? Well, there was a little bit of psychology in that. See, number one, he's teaching this young man, keep up with your training, and you'll become as good as I am. And two, he's also letting him know, I'm the man. Don't mess with me. You learn from me. You follow what I tell you. A lot of psychology being done in the course of training this young man to become a professional hitman. I thought it was done very well. A lot of things that you got to kind of pick up watching this film. Now, this was the second film that Charles Bronson did with director Michael Weiner, and he also did 6 films with him, total 6 films, and his most popular one being Death Wish, that was released in 1974. This is the original Mechanic film, done in 1972. I know there's a remake done in 2011 with Jason Statham, and I'm sure it's a great film, but you see, that's a remake. Now, why would they do a remake? Well, because the first one was successful and the first one was great, so now we'll do it again for the next audience or generation coming up. Hollywood's kind of smart that way, but I don't really get into remakes. To be honest with you, I haven't seen that film in 2011. I'm sure it's done great, but you got to go back to the original. The original is always the one that spurs the other ones because it was done great. So go back to the original with Charles Bronson in 1972. Now, this film had 16 minutes first 16 minutes of no dialogue that really keeps you riveted on your seat. Now, how can they do that with no dialogue for 16 minutes? Well, you see, they filmed the first scene, the first killing that Arthur Bishop had, was done downtown LA And they show you the gritty area of downtown LA and what he's doing down there. And they do it away with great filming, street scenes, music, and they just put together this whole thing, how he's planning this first killing. And they show you how he does it. And now you kind of learn about the character, and then you go on from there. Really was some great filmmaking and thought process done in those first 16 minutes of this film. And it was all filmed on locations throughout LA. It was filmed in Pasadena, downtown LA, Hollywood, Rancho Palos Verdes. They went out to Malibu and filmed, Indian Dunes, Newhall, and they filmed in Italy. They filmed in Naples and Campania, Italy, all filmed on location. This film, there was no scenes that I know of that were shot in the studio. They were all on location, which adds to the realistic part of this film and the grittiest to this whole film on what they're doing. Now, they did a motorcycle scene in this film, which was fantastic, and they got praise for that. Really is a wild motorcycle scene. When they were filming, they had speeds of over 110 miles per hour doing these motorcycle chase scenes, and they even had a motorcycle go off a 200-foot cliff. Now, if you're asking yourself, did Bronson do any of the motorcycle riding? Well, he was on the bike, but he didn't do any motorcycle riding. He's an actor, folks. He's an actor. He might have done some of the fight scenes, but he didn't do those stunts. Those were all done by professional stuntmen that knew what they were doing. And as far as I know, nobody got seriously injured in the course of filming that, which is amazing when you see the great stunts and the way they put this scene together. Now, this film had mixed reviews also, mostly good, but they really praised the acting and the writing and the action scenes. Now, the action scenes were phenomenal, especially for back in 1972, because they didn't have all the technology and stuff that we have today. And the writing is great storytelling, and that leads me to a special thing for you guys, which I call special quotes. Yeah, I got special quotes from the film. So, you know, that means I got to put Marvin back to work, and Marvin's ready to go. You know what I'm going to ask for, right, Marvin? Drum roll, please. Thank you, Marvin. Now I'm going to get my glasses, and I'm going to deliver these couple of lines from the film that really make you think and tells you what great storytelling they're doing and what great writing there is in this film. So I hope I do it justice. So bear with me, folks. Are you ready? Now, our two main characters are Arthur Bishop, Charles Bronson, and Steve McKenna, Jan Michael Vincent. Arthur Bishop says, as he's getting ready to take this guy on as an apprentice, he says, "You ever heard the term mechanic used outside its normal meaning?" And Steve McKenna says, "Yeah, my father used it. It's a dealer, guy that works the tables. It's a shooter. It's a hitman. So," Arthur Bishop says, "so there we are." I mean, think about it. He's letting this young man know, that's what I do. I'm a hitman. Without saying he's a hitman. The way he puts words together is very smart, very good. He's kind of letting this kid know, and he says, you know, you want to come aboard, this is what I do. In a roundabout way. Okay. Arthur Bishop also says, I love this one. "Murder is only killing without a license, and everyone kills. Governments, the military, the police." Think about that. Everyone kills. Governments, the military, the police. So true. I mean, the way they put this together and the way you make you think. Now, he's also rationalizing his job or his profession as a professional killer, as a hitman. He's rationalizing what he does. You know, I just don't have a license like the government or the military or the police, but everyone kills. A lot of truth to it. I thought that was really done well. And it makes you think. Now we got one last one. And I like this one also. This is really good. He says to Steve McKenna, all I'm saying is people who stand outside the law often end up as heroes. So now he's kind of rationalizing again, but also stating that, you know, what I do is kind of special. You know, I'm standing outside the law. I'm not going with the program. I call my own shots. Well, he doesn't completely call his own shots because he does work for the syndicate, and there's some issues there in this film. But he's making a great statement there. Think about it. Bonnie and Clyde, Billy the Kid, these people are known as legends. These people are known as heroes. What were they doing? They were criminals. They were killers. A lot of truth to what he says. A lot of great writing and storytelling in this film. Now you can see this film for free on Tubi. You can see it on Amazon, Prime Video, a few other places. It's a great film. You got to go see it. Now, if you haven't seen it, go see it. Come back and tell me what your thoughts are about this film. And if you've seen it, I know you're going to want to go see it again because it really was done well and it's a great film. And I got to mention this also, the ending of this film. You know how you watch a lot of films and you go, well, I know the ending of this one. I know what's going to happen here. They're going to do this. And then you're right. You go, yeah, see, I was right. But not with this film. It's got so many twists and turns, and it's done in such a way you don't know how it's going to end. And the way they ended really was done perfectly for this film. I'm not going to say another thing about it. The ending is fantastic. You got to go see the film. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this report and look back on The Mechanic in 1972, starring Charles Bronson and Jan Michael Vincent. I'm Steve S.H. Walters for Breaking News 500. Did I tell you I'm reporting for Breaking News 500? Thanks for watching. Have a great day.